Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Traitors, Season 2, Episode 8. Let's get right into it.
It's just intuition. Parvati could well be a Duchess of Deception and a Mistress of Murder.
Okay, guys, this is like the best show ever. So, very quick recap. Phaedra and Parvati invited Peter to be one of the traitors. He rejected the offer. They did not have a round table last episode. Instead, they did something in the woods, like some sort of ritual to save people. But the ones who were not saved and who were on the chopping block of possibly being killed were MJ, Bergie, Trishelle, Kevin, Kate, and Parvati. Obviously, Parvati wasn't going to be killed because she's a traitor. So then it's the next morning, and they're making their way to the breakfast table, which I love these breakfast reactions. Shereé was so happy that she was the first one there, although poor CT, he spilled some hot tea on Shereé. Obviously, as they wait, they're talking about, who could the traitor be, who could have been killed. I love when they were talking about Peter. Phaedra says, if you're going to be a Sherlock, be Sherlock Holmes, not Sherlock the Dick. So we see Kate come on, MJ, Peter, Kevin, they all come until there was two people left. Trishelle and Bergie. And turns out Bergie was the one who was murdered. Oh, not Bergie, or as Phaedra would say, not her Bergie-licious. But I can see why they did that, because he's not dumb. So we see him, they showed the night before when he read his letter that said that he was, being killed. He leaves, though, knowing that he cannot be manipulated, and he learned a lot of stuff, like how to handle confrontation better. So that was the end of Bergie. But y'all, there's a problem. In the table, Phaedra talking about she want cream cheese and preserves for her biscuit, but Trishelle has her eye on her. Alan then comes to the breakfast room. He tells them that today's mission will be in his holiday home, and there's gonna be a guest. And then he says, "Who doesn't enjoy a country escape?" So that's gonna be interesting. They're wondering what that could be. So as they leave breakfast, they're kind of just around the castle talking, and Trishelle gets her man Peter. And she's telling him that she thinks that they need to take out Phaedra. Unfortunately, dumbass Dan ruined Phaedra's game. They think that Dan tried to help himself by throwing out a real traitor, which, they are correct. But then Trishelle says that Phaedra also has a twitch in her eye. Girl, but Peter still wants to get rid of Parvati. He's been having his eye on her for a long time. So Trishelle says, forget Parvati for now. We gotta get Phaedra first. Ooh, I'm mad. Why didn't they kill Trishelle the night before? So Peter goes to talk to Parvati. Now she's kind of playing the victim. She says that she trusted the wrong people and it made her look bad. Let me tell y'all, the sexual tension between Peter and Parvati is out of this world. But Parvati wanted him to think that she's not a traitor because she knows Peter has a strong influence with everyone else. MJ was eavesdropping and goes to tell everyone the conversation. I thought that was funny. But again, Parvati and Peter, it looks like they're about to jump into each other like wild tigers. But they call a truce. He then says, I don't think you're a traitor, but I think Phaedra is. Damn it. And Parvati, she's for herself, so she's going to go with it. She's going to go with the let's get Phaedra. Then they go on their mission. Trishelle in the car, and she's in the car. She's telling the people there about Phaedra and how she wants to get her out because she says that she has notes on Phaedra and has been studying her, and Phaedra is never nervous and all this stuff. But when they get to this mission, there's a super creepy cabin. Like something that looks like straight out of a horror movie. The guest waiting for them was Dr. Will. I don't know who that is, but he tells him to go inside the cabin, and once they get inside, Mr. Will, or Doctor, whatever the hell he is, locks them inside. So he tells them that there's $20,000 worth of gold. They have to escape, and if someone decides not to escape, they're gonna lose $1,000 per person. They have 30 minutes, but the crazy part is they have to escape through some tunnels, and these are like crazy dark muddy tunnels. But They don't all go at the same time. They go a little by little because some people have to stay in the house to turn on the lights, because if there's light in the house, then there isn't light in the tunnels, and vice versa. So Kate was handling the lights, but she quickly realizes when she looks up that there's a trap on top of her. So she like gets out of there, and Kevin is the one who ends up doing that. So as soon as they start with the mission, and every time that someone in the house would turn off the lights, they would get things thrown at them like maggots and urine. And then in the tunnels there were rats. Listen, I'm not scared of heights. I'm not scared of the dark. I'm not scared of none of that. But when it comes to rodents and worms, nope. In the words of Shereé, hell to the nah, nah. And listen, I know I'm a man, but I don't care. I have, it's like a phobia that I have. But anyway, the ones who were in the tunnels were Trishelle and CT, and they were actually doing really good, and so was Sandra and the rest of them, but I think for sure CT and Trishelle did a great job. On the other hand, Phaedra, Shereé, Kate, and MJ, they gave up, and listen, I don't blame them. They said, we're getting out of here. But it was hilarious to see Shereé scream the way she was screaming when she was getting all this disgusting stuff on her. So eventually they were able to collect $15,000. But because the 4 ladies left, they lost those 4,000. So they only got 11,000 added to the big prize. Also, a shield was won. And they're keeping it a secret, but the one who got it is Trishelle. But again, she ain't gonna say nothing. But wow, what a disgusting mission. So when they get back home to the castle, they continue to talk and discuss. Peter is determined to get Phaedra out by getting Parvati to turn on her. Now, Parvati is pretending to be okay with that, but she doesn't really trust Peter. So then Parvati goes with John. I love that little politician. So Parvati starts to act. She starts to pretend to cry. She says, I trusted the wrong guy, which was Dan. I have a hard time showing emotions. And I thought he fell for it. I was like, okay, Parvati, come through with the acting. Although, she wouldn't have fooled me. That was horrible. Trishelle's still going around talking about Phaedra, but Kate is confused. Because they've always talked about Parvati. Let's get her out. She's a traitor. So for them to switch, it's weird. It was so awkward, though, because as Trishelle was talking about her plan and her argument against Phaedra, Phaedra walks in. And as soon as she sits down, they all leave, so rude. Then it is time for the round table chow. So Parvati begins. She again says that she has made poor decisions by becoming friends with Dan. And she says that she has trouble showing her emotions in difficult situations. Then Trishelle says that she started to see her notes. Oh my gosh, if I have to hear about these damn notes again, oh my gosh. But she says, I have so much on you, Phaedra. She says, first, you're never surprised by anything at breakfast when people are murdered, and you're never worried about being murdered. Phaedra says, I have been nervous before, I'm just not frantic like you. Boom. Trishelle says, well, also, I think that Dan was smart when he presented a traitor that night to save himself, which was you. John says, well, Phaedra, why would Dan lie? Phaedra says, well, I would think that he would want to protect the traitors. Then Kevin says, well, when I talk to you about people who I think might be traitors, your eyes always twitching. And Trishelle says, yeah, I've seen that too. And Phaedra says, I've never heard that a day in my life. And Kevin says, did you grow up with twitches? Oh my God. But then John, he says, I think Parvati could be a duchess of deception and a mistress of murder. Ooh! He says that there's no doubt Parvati was Dan's partner in crime. So John, I guess he didn't really fall for her little act. He says that he remembers that at the sacrifice ritual, everybody was pleading for their lives except Parvati. So then Peter, once again, is his turn, and he's putting it all on Phaedra. He says that Phaedra doesn't display faithful tendencies, and she's like, oh, because you're the king of the faithfuls. But Phaedra, oh my gosh, she's so smart. She brings back that little situation when last episode when Peter asked Phaedra and Parvati to work together, but remember Phaedra was like, oh no, I'm not gonna be a part of this, and she left. So Kate's whole thing is, it makes no sense why everyone literally was saying they're going to try and banish Parvati, but now they randomly are switching to Phaedra. So then it's time to cast that vote, and the votes are in. 7 votes for Parvati, 4 votes for Phaedra. Wow. Although it was kind of hilarious that Phaedra voted for Parvati and Parvati voted for Phaedra. But Parvati is voted out. She gets in the circle of trust and she says that she is not a faithful. She is a traitor. So 2 traitors are out. The only one left is Phaedra. But I did love how Phaedra pretended to cry when that was over. I love it. Listen, Parvati was interesting. I can't take that away from her, but my gosh, was she a bad traitor, her and Dan. But wait, you guys, now people like Kevin are starting to doubt Peter because why did he switch so suddenly from Parvati to Phaedra when they obviously just found out Parvati was indeed a traitor? So this is kind of perfect for Phaedra to see that the King of the Faithfuls is kind of losing his credibility. Peter wants to talk to Kate. He says that yes, he was playing with Parvati, but it's really not a good look for him. It looks shady. And then they go to bed. Phaedra goes to the Traitor Slayer, but she's the only one standing, which is not really a surprise. But then Alan comes to tell her that she has an opportunity tonight to recruit a faithful, but it's not really a choice. So she's going to invite someone. They're going to go down to the dungeon and asks that person if they want to be a traitor. If they agree, great, they become a traitor. But if they refuse, they die. So Alan asks, who do you want to recruit? And she says, Kate. No question about it, which I think is a good idea. I personally, if I were Phaedra, I would have definitely chosen either Kate, maybe even MJ or Sandra. But I love that she chose Kate. That's a really good choice. So we see Kate go down to the dungeon, and that was the end. So we won't see the reaction until next week. But I'm pretty sure that Kate's going to take the offer. No doubt about that. But you guys, wow, what a great episode. They're coming for Phaedra. I hate it, which, I'm rooting for her because I like Phaedra, and I get the point of the game is for them to take her out. But I'm so pissed at Trishelle. Like, damn. But anyway, you guys, let me know what you thought about this episode. Again, an amazing, phenomenal show. I could see why it won an Emmy. But y'all, let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.